bunch of people next to me. Sitting. Sprint coach in South Africa. He's had African records broken. He's had top juniors, SA records. Henny Kriel, welcome, sir.
Thank you for the invite and talking about beauty. Thank for putting me next to the beautiful girl. So I will enjoy the evening with her.
Absolutely. And to my right, bring it to a man who has done many, many wonderful works. Four times he's made it to the Olympic Games. 4 times to the Olympic Games representing Mozambique, but he's also one of the top men when it comes to the runnings of Backtrack. He's a director. Kurt Guto, welcome.
Thank you, Themba. It's a pleasure to be here tonight with you, Zintle, and Coach Henny, aka Big Homie.
And what an amazing evening. I mean, this is what we all wait for. This is what we look forward to the most. Those who are involved in the sport getting recognized, getting the awards, getting the flowers whilst they can still smell them. That's why we're here tonight. A night for the stars. What do you think about this, Coach Henny?
Yeah, Themba, athletes work hard throughout the year, and it's nice to come at the end of the year and have some awards. And there will be people that is going to be recognized, and others, unfortunately, we cannot. Not everyone can win every category, but congratulations for those who are going to win. And for the others, just work harder.
Absolutely, just work harder. I mean, if you look at the categories, we've covered basically everything. We've added even some new categories, which we'll get to later, because the people, end of the day, were saying, what about this category? What about this athlete? When we've made it open as possible, and the most important thing is that final vote goes to the person who was voted for the most, or the organization or club. We have nothing to do with it. We just sit back and let the people fight in the voting polls. And what better way to have an event like this run? Kurt, talk about the openness of the categories, and we'll see tonight there's going to be a few surprises as well.
Look, Themba, it's like Coach Henny says. We're here to celebrate the winners, those that didn't make it. Yes, work harder. But at the end of the day, the people speak. And the people vote, and the people decide who the winners are going to be. And that's the most important, the masses. Because athletics is a sport for the masses, and so we are giving an opportunity for the masses to decide their winner. Absolutely,
and the masses have spoken, and we'll get into those categories shortly. The women in 2022 have been phenomenal, Zintle. A lot of athletes have put up their hands, but in general, road running as well as track in South Africa is on a rise. And we've seen as well some very beautiful performances from international athletes right here in South Africa. So 2022 has been an amazing year.
Yeah, I think 2022 has been very exciting. I mean, there's a lot of entertainment that has certainly happened on the athletics field. I mean, you look at the Absaranya City Series where we had Maxime Chomatone, that was a highlight. And you look at Monet, who was nominated by World Athletics as a rising star. So certainly there are some really great performances that came here in athletics. And it's nice to have awards of this nature, sort of recognizing those sort of performances, whereas athletes don't really, generally get, recognized at a national level. And I mean, something like this, recognizes these athletes on a national level.
Absolutely, national and international level. And just looking at the amount of votes that we received this year, the number is fantastic. We had 56,321 votes that came in. And I mean, that is what we want. We want the people putting out their votes, taking time. Give me data. I need money to go vote. Coach, it's about the people. They got involved. And that's the beauty of these awards, end of the day.
Yeah, it's amazing. It is amazing. But in saying that, Themba, I think I need to also just thank Backtrack for the initiative. And it shows you the impact of what you guys are doing in our sport to keep it alive and take it to the masses. It's unbelievable, and congratulations on that.
Thank you very much, Coach. I think most important, Kurt, you can touch on that, obviously, with regards to why these events are important and why this initiative.
No, the events are important. I mean, we're coming from a pandemic where we were isolated. We couldn't run. I mean, we were all in this house bubble, not a normal bubble. And then we just have to come out, and what we are doing as Backtrack to continue pushing the sport and putting the sport for the people is what we want. And Themba, to be honest, I really wish that Backtrack full with 56.
I was thinking the same thing. I was actually thinking the same thing.
I mean, Zintle, hopefully we can fill up the calabash, F&B. They must just put a track over there. Rip out the soccer field and we put a track over there, Coach Henny. What do you think?
Yeah, I just remind myself, a couple of years ago, there was a drive to fill up Potch. And national championship is going to be in Potch again. So let's fill up Potch.
Amazing. We're going to fill up Potch. And that's a challenge to everybody who's watching here. Your votes, your attendance, your support of the sport is what grows at the end of the day. And it's all up to the people. The numbers don't lie. And it's exciting to see who's going to be the one who's going to walk away. We've got a beautiful trophy here. That's what they're going to be fighting for this evening. We're going to be looking into is the Junior Men Athlete of the Year Award. Coach Henny, will you do us the honors?
After watching the Oscars for so many years, I've waited for my chance to do this. The nominees for the Junior Men's Athlete of the Year are
Benjamin Richardson, Bradley Nkoana, Brian Rott, Life Pillay,
and the winner is Leif Pillay, world champion in the 400 meters. Well done.
and Life Pillay gets that amazing award, Junior Male Athlete of the Year. Well deserved. He's had an amazing year from winning the World Junior Championship. We know what happened in 2021. Fell short, 4th place. Very difficult place to end, but this year, he has redeemed himself. What do you think about that, Coach Henny?
Yeah, I was in Nairobi last year, and I personally thought his tactic in the race was maybe not the best. He went out very hard. He definitely learned from that, and he also ran a huge season's best 45.28. But in saying that, it was really a tough category to judge.
Yeah, no, that was certainly a tough category. I mean, you had Benjamin Richardson, who was part of that quartet that was second at the Africa Championships. You've got Brian Ratz, who's a silver medalist at World Under-20 Championships, but obviously Lalth won his category at the championships. So I think that category was definitely quite a tight category.
Absolutely a tight one. If we just look at the order, in 3rd place, when you look at the votes, Benjamin Richardson, obviously we've seen what he's been able to do. He's had a fantastic year all season. He's shown his strength against seniors as well as against the best of the best juniors in the world. So he was 3rd, and in 2nd place, big surprise here, Bradley Nkoana. Very popular young man. He's had a great year, missing out on that SA record. SA under-18 record by 1 split second from equaling it.
No, he did equal it in Europe. His last competition in Europe, unfortunately got injured. He ran 10.20 there, so he did equal it. He opened the season with a 10.21, but in Mannheim, in Germany, he did run a 10.20.
Equaling the SA record well deserved for second place. And Life Pile, I know you've got something to say. 400 meter, that one lapper. I know you've got hurdles usually, but you love the event. Tell us about it.
No, when it comes to the 400, you go 0 to 100 really, really quickly. If I have to run the 400, it looks like I'm chasing the hurdles and trying to get them, but congratulations to Light. And like Coach Henny said, he learned a lot because he did go out really hard in 2021. And this year he timed his race to perfection and came out the victor. So congratulations to Light.
Congratulations indeed. Even a time to celebrate. Did you see that? It was just telling everybody, telling the world, I've arrived. It's my time to shine. And just also the moment where he's over the line, on his knees, in tears. It meant a lot to him. You saw him personally as well, Henny. You could see the disappointment, but that victory, I mean, as a South African, we all shared into it. Amazing, amazing.
Yeah, I just want to mention as well, I think he planned his season perfectly. He didn't race too much. And if I can remember correctly, at the USA Championships, I think he was injured. He was in the final, but was not at his best. And I think he planned his season perfect. He didn't race too much, and he came home with the title.
Absolutely great season for him. And next up, we'll be moving to the next award. And this time around, we'll be looking at the ladies. It is the Junior Women's Athlete of the Year. Zintle, would you do us the honors?
And it gives me great pleasure to give out this award, the Junior Female Athlete of the Year. And the nominees are
Michaela van der Westhuizen, Minay de Klerk, Precious Molebo, Viwe Jean, Danielle Verster,
and our winner is Minay de Klerk.
Thank you to everyone who voted for me as Junior Athlete of the Year. I appreciate it very much. I also want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy 2023.
Minay de Klerk getting that title. And what a year she's had. I mean, coming back from beginning of the season, she had a bit of a difficult season. I had a chat with her and it was started very well, but then she hit a plateau and before World Juniors, not finding any form, but eventually, as any champion does when it matters most, she appeared at the World Junior Champs in Cali and she got that gold medal, defending her title from 2021. And what an amazing athlete and an amazing award for her to receive for that.
Yes, certainly an amazing award for her to receive that. And I mean, this was definitely well-deserved on her side. She was also recognized by World Athletics. So it just comes to show you the kind of athlete that she is, being recognized by World Athletics as the rising star of the year. So she certainly had a good season, taking that gold medal at Under-20 Championships.
Absolutely. Under-20 Championships, Coach Henny, very competitive category.
You mentioned that she struggled a little bit in the beginning of the season, but I think we need to recognize that she's studying in America and she was competing in the senior category, all those meetings. And then when she had the opportunity to compete with a lighter implement and against her peers, she won the shot put. We should not forget that she also won a bronze medal in the discus throw. So yeah, amazing performance, but also a very tough category to judge.
Absolutely, a tough one. Kurt, you've competed at World Junior level. You know what it's like. What is it like being there, 20 years or under 20 years old, competing with the best of the best from around the world?
Look, for me, that was my first international competition, and then the exposure you get as a junior is just a stepping stone before you take on the big guns. you take on the seniors. So it's an important stepping stone, and it was a really tough category to judge there. And congratulations to Monet de Klerk.
The people have spoken, and coming close to her was actually the winner from 2021, Precious Molepo, always on her heels. She's had a fantastic season as well, doing well at World Juniors, doing well at African Champs as well, and obviously on a local soil, winning the SA title. Well contested, and that's what we want to see. We want to see all these categories having candidates and nominees that are worthy of the vote, and the people have spoken and they've chosen Monet.
Yeah, Precious is still a youth athlete. And I think the highlight for her was breaking the South African 400 meters record in the youth category. Amazing. And then also Vivi, still a junior, still a youth athlete. It's amazing to those two youth athletes performing at this stage. Brilliant, brilliant.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and just looking at those two athletes, I mean, with Precious, she was part of that quartet that got the Africa Champs gold medal, and Viwe being very competitive amongst the senior athletes here in South Africa. I mean, if you look at the rankings, she was second. She has the second fastest times for both the 100 meter and 200 meters against the senior ladies as a youth athlete. So both those ladies are really good athletes.
And let's not forget, she did break that record as well.
2 times.
Twice.
The 100 meters record was standing for longer than 20 years.
Wow.
Amazing.
Under 18 record broken by Viwe, and that wraps up an amazing, well-contested category. Next up, we're going to move to the next category, another tough one. This one it's all about popularity. It's all about how well received you are by the people. The people will always speak, and they will always have, end of the day, the final vote. It is the personality of the year. To do us the honors in this award, Kurt, would you step up to...
Oh, of course. I don't know if I should celebrate, smile, cry. I mean, this is all about the character, right? The personality of the athlete. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And the nominees for personality of the year are...
Akani Simbini, Gerda Steyn, Caster Semenya, Ryan Mphahlele,
And the winner is... Caster Semenya.
Caster Semenya, she's back, the Cobra. The people have spoken, and the people love Caster Semenya. But let's just look at the other nominees in this category. The likes of Gerda Steyn, we know how popular she is. You don't have to go very far. Social media, any online presence, she's there amongst the people's top personality. Akani Simbini, consistent over the past 10 years, loved by the people, Mr. Humble, calm, consistent. He's in there. And also, Ryan Mphahlele, a special one, a new one. Those who are in the athletics and cross-country scene will know how big of a personality he has. He's an entertainer as well. Zinhle, I know you like this category
Yes,
specifically.
yes, I certainly do. I mean, just talking about Ryan, I think I I always talk to his coach, Elvis, about the character that he is. I mean, he's a brave athlete. He just goes out there. He doesn't care who's on the field. He's a brave runner. And off the field, he's got that character where he's always carrying his suitcase and, walking like Humrepa. So, yeah, Ryan certainly does have that personality. And just looking at Gerda Steyn, always smiling, friendly personality. And even when she's had a bad race, generally when athletes have bad races, you approach them, they're grumpy. She'll still have that, kind nature of hers. So certainly well deserving of this category.
Akani Simbini, coach.
Yeah, elderly statesman in the sprint world, hugely respected. I was fortunate, I know him for a number of years, but I was fortunate traveling Europe where he competed, and the respect people have for him is unbelievable. A huge contributor to South African athletics.
He is indeed. Kurt, you want to touch on the nominees?
Well, it's tough. I don't want to say who my vote would have gone to, but Caster is a deserved winner.
Absolutely.
She certainly is. I mean, when we go to cross country, I saw during the cross country season, you'd see a flood of these kids coming, and she'll patiently, do the autographs, take pictures with these kids. So she certainly does, deserve that. And I always look at it and I'm thinking, sure, I would be so frustrated with such a group of people surrounding me, but she handles it so well, and gives them all that attention that they deserve.
And I can say it's not only in South Africa. Again, I spent time with the training camp last year in Italy. Same thing happened.
She is a force. She is a larger-than-life character and a well-deserved winner for Personality of the Year. Next up, we'll be moving to a category which honors the clubs. It is Club of the Year, and another tightly contested one. The clubs have put up their hands and they want to win this title, and this is the reason why so many votes have come in for this category, and it'll be interesting to see who will win this one. If you don't mind, I will step up and I will hand out this category. These are the nominees for Club of the Year.
Tuks Athletics Club, Nedbank Running Club, Pantane Athletics Club, Hollywood Bets Athletics Club,
And the winner is, for the second year running, Tuks Athletics Club.
Good day to the athletics community at large, specifically to the Backtrack team. Thank you for what you do for the sport of athletics. You have done so over a number of years, and you've been able to provide a platform for the sport that many people love to be showcased in our country and globally. So to the work that you do, Backtrack, thank you for your role in flighting athletics in our country. Then to those people that nominated our Tuks Athletics Club as Club of the Year, we truly appreciate the nomination. And for all of those that may have voted and the adjudication panel, we really appreciate the trust that you've placed in us as a program and a club. As Tuks Sport, we are extremely proud of our Tuks Athletics Club that has over many years shown amazing performances. It has a rich history and heritage, and one that we will look to continue building over years to come, and new beginnings in specific areas within our program. Thank you to each person that's been involved. Wishing you all a blessed Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And that's Tuks winning this category second time in a row, Temba. What's your take on this?
Just shows the popularity of the candy stripes. Coach Henny, I can see how excited you are. Let me just bring it to you because you know them best.
Yeah, I've been a member of the club myself for 15 odd years. But I was thinking when you're on the point to mention the winner, a club is the home of athletes. We need to honor clubs. And in this case, it's Tuks, but in saying that every club in this country hosting athletes, helping athletes to prepare, many things that clubs do that we don't even know about. So in this case, congratulations to Tuks. But as I said, every club in this country is doing a great job.
Just looking at those nominees, I mean, if you look at Nedbank Running Club, one of the top clubs when it comes to road running, they're also bringing the presence onto the track. So it shows there's a big urge from them to paint the streets as green as possible. We also have Hollywood Bets. When I think Hollywood Bets, I just see purple. I see people screaming, shouting, having fun in the streets. That's what their club has been able to bring. And let's not forget about the Pantane, Total Sports Pantane athletes as well. Durban is booming with top runners. The culture of running in Durban is alive. And for them to be nominated shows that it's not only based in Gauteng or Western Province, all the provinces have clubs and they're making a noise wherever they are.
One club that I actually had in mind was Box Athletics Club. I think they also been, doing well. They're not part of the nominees, but I think they've also produced, some good performances. And I'm told it was actually quite a tight margin between them and the fourth nominee with this category.
Boxer, we know what they've done over the years. You think of the likes of Stephen Mukoka, you know him very well. As well as the likes of Precious Mashele. That club is dominant. Super
Abelo Seboko, Simon Sibeko, there's quite a few of those.
You need to stop her now.
They've always shown that when it comes to road running, when it comes to top performance, they are the club. The other clubs may be showing that the social side of the running is where the numbers are, that's where the popularity is as well. And I think this category is just covering the holistic part of a running club, not only about the performance, but also about the culture. You said, feeling like you're at home.
We have to appreciate the difference between a road running club and a track and field club, and some clubs doing both. In essence, it's not always the same type of club. Because it's not the same type of athlete they produce. But as I said when we opened this discussion about clubs, we need to honor our clubs. And in many cases, it's people doing it for free, giving the time for free to uplift and build our sport. Without these clubs and without people working in our clubs, our sport will not grow.
Kurt, what do you look for in a club?
Look, when I go into a club, you look for the facilities, you look for the coaches, you look for the right environment, and then you look at the place that you can call home or second home. And like Coach Henny mentioned, a club is very important to an athlete's development, to his training regime, to where he's comfortable in order to excel. So congratulations to all the clubs that are nominated, and a special congratulations to Tuks.
Congratulations to Tuks. Next category you're going to be looking at, it is the sponsor of the year. Sponsors play such an important role in making sure that the sport grows, and what better way to honor these sponsors than with an award such as this. Kurt, will you do us the honors?
And the nominees for sponsorship of the year are
Absa, Supersport Schools, Under Armour, Total Sports, Spark,
and the winner is Supersport Schools.
Kian on behalf of Super Sports Schools. We are honoured and very grateful to win this award. Thank you to all the support, and we look forward to the many years in partnership next year.
Super Sports Schools, I mean, what a great addition they've been when it comes to athletics, when it comes to broadcasting, when it comes to also partnership with events, where we've seen a lot of unique events or occurrences happening, where track and field, for instance, we've had athletics meet where each and every event is broadcasted or live streamed individually. I mean, that is exactly what people have been asking for many years. And they've come to the party and the people have spoken. They were on our screens, whether on your phone, on your laptop, or wherever you were. And that's the type of exposure that we need for athletics.
Yes, definitely the kind of exposure that we need for athletics, Timber. I mean, coming out of COVID, where people were hungry for entertainment and, looking at events, I think they came at the perfect time to give us sports fanatics that chance to look at a sporting event without necessarily being there. And I mean, looking at cross country, cross country isn't an event that you would normally see being live streamed, and they brought that to the masses.
Absolutely. Partnerships with other events as well. Let's look at the Spa Ladies events as well as the virtual runs that they've done. I mean, these sponsors not only just trying to get as much coverage, but they are doing their best to grow the sport of athletics.
Of course, Tim. I mean, when you look, like you mentioned, Spa, they are there, they've got their niche, and they want to empower the woman, and they have these great events. And so they build the athletics, they getting the woman involved, so that they can break that stigma of only men can do it. Now they have all these series and these additions for the ladies, and this is wonderful. I mean, it's amazing.
Absolutely. Total Sports, another amazing sponsor that has gone out of the way, partnering with clubs such as Pantani. You can see the stories and the contribution they make in the lives of these athletes on a day-to-day basis. And never mind, Total Sports, Two Oceans Marathon, phenomenal marathon. We saw records being broken. But the impact that it has in the running community is absolutely unheard of. A track meeting from Under Armour that you would be impressed with, Coach Henny. The Under Armour All-Out Mile, Under Armour coming and sponsoring that one. It's a mass participation track event. You've never seen anything like this. The participation is from people who signed in. They wanted to be there. They wanted to actually run. And everybody from old athletes, well, senior citizens, all the way to young athletes. It's just the beauty of track and field coming to life in that one. And that's what we saw this year.
Looking at the list there, Demba, some of giants in South African corporate world, we need to appreciate the role of sponsorships. Without that, we cannot survive. They are actually the backbone. I look at the World Cup football currently. You see the sponsorships out there. So that's in general. But coming back to South Africa, South African athletics, it's the backbone of our sport.
It is the backbone. ABSA, what a sponsorship they've had this year. We've seen the events, Johannesburg, Cape Town, Durban. 2 more added for next year as well. So even more, they're investing more into the sport. And it just shows that there is a love for athletics in South Africa. People want more. The cities want to be involved. And these sponsors, we salute them because they are going to propel the sport of athletics forward.
Awesome.
The next category we're going to be looking at, this is the performance of the year. Zintle, will you do us the honors?
And the nominees for the performance of the year are
Akani Simbini, Gerda Steyn, Maxime Chometon, Luxolo Adams,
And our winner is Gerda Steen.
Just wanted to say thank you for voting for me for the performance of the year for 2022, for when I broke the Two Oceans record. I really appreciate it. It was an awesome experience, and hopefully next year there's more to come.
Gerda Steen taking that amazing award. Performance. End of the day, coach, I know you're a person who loves performance. Tell us, what does it take to get this award? I mean, performance is all about putting that ultimate race together end of the day.
Yeah, obviously comparing different performances with each other is a challenge in itself. In this case, we've got road runners and track athletes. Do you judge the performance on a championship level or a specific time run? So it's a very difficult category to judge. But, you know, Gerda is such a great athlete, and well done, yeah.
Gerda Steen with that fantastic performance. Two Oceans, Two Sports, Two Oceans, a record broken, 56 kilometers. Zintle, quite a distance.
That was definitely a phenomenal performance, yes. And 56 kilometers is not child's play. So definitely commendable there. And I mean, that record has been standing for over 32 years. I think it was set in 1989. So that was a really great performance there by Gerda. And I think she's definitely in this category. She represented us females, being the only female in this category. And I think she really represented us well. The people have spoken, and I'm very happy with this result.
Akani Simbini Kurt coming in second place. We know what season he's had. Talk about his performance. Close one in this one.
Look, you know, when you speak of Akani's, you know, for him to be in this category, it means he's very consistent. His performances are very top class, if I could say that. And again, final at the World Champs, medal at Africa, medal at Commonwealth Games. So to be nominated amongst these athletes, it's an honor. End of the day, Gerda takes it by breaking the Two Oceans marathon record, which is phenomenal. But hey, you win some, you lose some.
Absolutely.
I just want to mention Akani's performance as well. You know, I'm sure he's disappointed with his first place, although it's still a fantastic performance. You know, he won the semi-final in the 997, and I saw him there, and I knew he was ready. So still a great performance. But looking at the other sprint performance, Luxolo Adams was unbelievable. Out of lane 8, 1982, I think was the time. Unbelievable performance.
That lane 8 for South Africans, I think there's some magic there.
Yes.
But Luxolo definitely coming through with a top performance. Maxime Chomaton, coming through as well. Sub 28 on SA soil. I mean, that is special.
That race was epic. I mean, that was a great performance by Maxime, and he's still a young athlete. I mean, sub 28 minutes on South African soil by a South African, something that we've never seen on South African soil. So I think that was a great performance by Maxime.
Absolutely, great performance indeed. And that category, very highly contested as well. And now we're going to move on to the next category. I know you guys want to stay on this one, but it's time to move on. International Athlete of the Year. And to do the honors in this one, we'll ask you, Coach Henny, you are the most international here.
I will do that gladly. The nominees for International Athlete performing in South Africa are
Bayapondori, Daniel Ibinho, Ferdinand Omanyala, Stella Chesel.
And the winner is Ferdinand Omanyala.
Hi everyone, this is Fernando Manyala, the fastest man in Africa, the Commonwealth champion. Thank you so much for the APC award. I'm really honored and humbled, and thanks to everyone who voted for me as the International Athlete of the Year. That gives me a lot of motivation, gives me a lot of hope for a brighter future, for a better season, for a better year next year, and I believe that next year is going to be better and better. I believe we're going to have more and more awards. So thank you so much, those who voted for me, and I really appreciate it. Thanks for the motivation. Thanks for the support always. Thank you.
Ferdinand Omanyala, representing for Kenya in the sprints. Kurt, I know you've got something to say about Ferdinand. Fantastic sprinter, indeed.
Temba, friendly giant. If I'm not mistaken, it was the fourth ASA Grand Prix in Germiston where him and Akani went head to head, and then Ferdinand went 998. Caliber athlete, Commonwealth champion, African champion. Helped Kenya as well, Coach Henny. 4x1 champions. We say Kenya to be 4x1 champions at the African Champs. So he's a very good athlete and a well-deserved winner.
Yeah, since he came onto the scene, he's just progressing. I saw him in Eugene. He only came into Eugene the day after meeting. And you know what? I watched him during the warm-up. Although he didn't perform, he was really under pressure, but his personality, the way he handled it was just unbelievable. Yeah, what a great athlete.
A great athlete indeed. Stella Chesang?
Yes, Stella Chisan breaking that all-comers record on South African soil at the Absaranya City Series. I think that was a great performance by her and Daniel Ebenyo as well. That sprint start that he did there in Cape Town, just breaking the field within the first kilometer of that 10-kilometer race. I think that was a very fast run. I think he finished in a time of 27:34 minutes, but unfortunately he didn't break that all-comers record. But those two performances were quite exciting to watch.
Exciting. One of the performances that stood out for me as well, run in Potchefstroom, we had Baya Pondori running a 44.88 seconds in the 400 meter. That is fantastic. We haven't seen a sub 45 in a long time. Wait for Nikek. And I'm sure he's done that. He did it at Tux. We witnessed it live. But what a performance, Coach.
There must be something in the water in Botswana for 400 athletes. They produced him one after the other. Unbelievable. So nice to see them. And I went to the meeting in Gaborone. Athletics is alive in Botswana. It was raining at the day. People came. They didn't leave. Performance was great, and that 400 meter, again, as I said, there must be something in the water there.
Something in the water or the coaching? I thought you were going to say the coaches are doing a great job.
The coach is also drinking the water.
Fantastic. Next up, we're going to move to Event of the Year. The nominees for Event of the Year are
Absa Ranyo City Series, Sanlam Cape Town Marathon, Tembisa Mile, Total Sports Two Oceans Marathon,
and the winner is Absa Ranyo City Series.
ABSA Run Your City Series community, a massive thank you from our team. We are so grateful for you participating in the ABSA Run Your City Series events in 2022. We're standing here today as the very proud and honored awardees of the Backtrack Sports Awards Events of the Year, and we could not be prouder. And thanks so much to our partners and sponsors for making this all possible. We are incredibly grateful for this honor.
ABSA Run Your City Series, the winner of the event of the year, Temba. I mean, they've been producing some really performances. I mean, like Maxime Charmaton's performance came from that event, the all-comers record. What's your take on this category?
ABSA Run Your City Series, I mean, what a series of events. Durban, painted red. Johannesburg, painted red. Cape Town, painted red. Just the masses coming to the streets, the excitement, the music, the dancing, the fast performances. It's like a festival for road running in Africa, not only South Africa, but for the entire Africa. What an exciting event to watch and to witness. Good.
Look, the streets being painted red, the masses coming together. It's something amazing to see. I didn't run it. I managed to witness the Durban leg of the series. It was amazing. And to actually say that without these big events, performances will not come out. So well done to ABSA for putting these series together for the athletes to be able to perform.
And I mean, talking about performance, Kurt, the ABSA series, if you look at it, the top 20 10-kilometer times in South Africa were ran in that series. So it just comes to show you the kind of platform that it's creating for athletes to sort of run fast times on South African soil. And with World Athletics indicating that you can qualify for world champs on the road, this will definitely be a good platform for athletes to sort of qualify for world championships.
Game changer. We want athletes, coach, to qualify on home soil. That's the aim. You don't want to always travel to Europe to get fast races. If you can do it here at home, it makes it so much easier. I'm sure you can tell with regards to your planning and projection for the season.
You know, there's no excuse for us. We have the talent. Giving opportunity is what we're supposed to do. And if I look at this category and the nominations, specifically in road running, all 4 the nominations is for road races. And I was thinking to myself, you know, what makes it so... I'm not involved in road racing myself, but what creates this magic is, you know, the normal person can also compete in these road races. It's much closer to the sport. And maybe we in track and field needs to learn from them and see how we can up our standard.
We can learn indeed. Just looking at the other events that made a big mark on the SA season. Total Sports, Two Oceans Marathon, always a major event on the calendar. Tembisa Street Mile, a local one, and also making waves in South Africa for the milers, the 1.6 kilometer runners, the sprinters. It looks like a sprint most of the time. A beautiful race to witness as well. And these events just going all out to just make sure that they make athletics exciting again.
Yes, and just looking at the Tembisa Mile, Temba, I mean, that event is always nail-biting. You can never really predict who's going to win that race, especially for the 1,500 meter, 800 meter athletes. It's quite an exciting race to watch.
Let's not forget about Sanlam, the Sanlam Cape Town Marathon, back again. And Gezu wins it. I'm sure you know him well as again. For the 3rd time in a row, Stephen Mukoka. And that's so exciting to watch, and these races just bringing more and more love for athletics and road running in South Africa. And that will move us on to our next category, and the next category is the Union of the Year. To do the honors in this one, we've got Coach Henny.
And the nominees for Union of the Year are
Athletics Central Northwest, Athletics Gauteng North, Central Gauteng Athletics, Western Province Athletics,
And the winner is Central Gauteng Athletics.
Good day, everyone. I am Stephen Kanyile, the President of Central Gauteng Athletics. I wish to thank Athletics People's Choice Awards for the nomination. On behalf of Central Gauteng Athletics, we wish to thank all those that voted for us to win this award. We also wish to thank the Athletics People's Choice Awards for this initiative, because it's an initiative that really encourages all the provinces and other people to make sure that they work harder in the future. Thank you for winning as the best athletics provincial federation.
Central Gauteng Athletics coming out with the victory. AGN, the winners in 2021 by a large margin. And this time around, CGA just saying, listen, it's not going to be an easy win. You guys are going to have to work for each and every vote. And this year, CGA has come out in their numbers. Zintle?
Yes, they certainly came out in their numbers, Temba. I mean, just looking at the performances throughout the year, you would have thought maybe Athletics Gauteng North was going to take this, but I guess this is up to the people and not necessarily, you know, the performances. But it doesn't erase the performances, of course, because when you look at Central Gauteng Athletics at the SA 10-kilometer championships, they walked away with the team prizes, and they've also got quite a few up-and-coming middle distance athletes and sprinters coming to the scene. I mean, you've got athletes like Karina Horn, Akani Simbini, Nicholas Siaposengwa, Sean Oldno, Kakusile Sisobo. All of those athletes are really phenomenal athletes, and some of them went and represented the country at Africa Championships. So Central Gauteng also hosting one of the biggest mass events, Absa Run Your City Series being one of the biggest mass participation events this year. So it is also well deserved on their side.
Big surprise. Everybody is always looking at AGN to take this victory. Not this year, Kurt.
Definitely not this year. You know, when you speak about athletics in South Africa, from what I've seen in my time training here in South Africa, is usually the hub is AGN, but clearly not this time. CGA, the victors, and well deserved. I mean, like Zintle touched, they had good performances. They host a massive performance race, which is the Absa Run Your City Series. So well done to CGA.
Just looking at the other provinces that have done well, Western Province, always when you think of the unions, Western Province is always on top of the list. We also have the likes of Athletics Central Northwest. Poch is always buzzing with phenomenal events. Next year, with the S is going to Poch, will we see a difference? Maybe Poch and ACNW will shoot to the top, but it's all about the people voting.
Emma, you know, almost in the same vein that I said, the clubs plays a very important role, so our provinces. And South Africa needs a strong CGA, and we need a strong Western Province. And we know the work's being done in Northwest, in Potchefstroom. You know, some of my siblings studied in Potchefstroom, so I've got a feeling for Potchefstroom being a smaller place, but produce and grow athletics. But as I said, it's good that other unions stand up to AGN. It's also my home province. And we need other provinces to step up and give competition, and it's a good thing, and I'm glad for CGA that they've won this award.
Absolutely. It will bring that challenge. Anything else you want to add?
Yes, and I think just talking about hosting, Temba, I mean, Athletics Central Northwest hosted the National Cross Country Championships, and you sort of actually saw some of the athletes from the Northwest doing well in the province. So Central Northwest definitely did show up, you know, this year.
Absolutely. We need the provinces to perform, and that moves us on to the next category, which is Road Runner of the Year. To do the honors in this one, Zintle.
And the nominees for the Road Runner of the Year are
Gerda Steen, Steven Mugoka, Maxime Chomaton, Tete Dijana,
and our winner is Gerda Steen.
Hi there everyone, it's Gerda here. Just wanted to say a big thank you for everyone who voted for me for Roadrunner of the Year. It's been a pleasure to share the road with so many of you and to be out there. So yes, thank you again, and thank you Backtrack Sport for the awards. I really appreciate it.
Gerda Steen once again coming through with the victory in this category. It is a very competitive category if you look at it, Roadrunner of the Year. And we've seen the amazing events that came before this one. But to take the top prize in this one, on top of Steven Mukoka, the likes of Maxime Chomaton, Tete, Dijana, the man who won the Comrades Marathon, fantastic performance.
Yes, I think Gerda Steen definitely representing us ladies in this category. Looking at her performances, I mean, she was 12th to the New York Marathon recently, and she's done, I mean, she broke the Two Oceans record, like you mentioned earlier on. She's certainly been producing really good performances, and I mean, she is consistent throughout and competitive from your 10-kilometer events to your 42-kilometer events. So it's definitely a well-deserved performance, but I think the categories were quite tight. I mean, Tete Dijana winning Comrades Marathon, Maxime Chomaton with that performance of sub-28 minutes, and Steven Mukoka breaking that 50-kilometer world record and winning Sanlam Cape Town Marathons three times in a row. So it was a tight category.
Kurt, to go ahead of Steven Mukoka, Gerda Steen, we had the Giants battling it out for this one. Mukoka just finishing in second. You know him, hardworking athlete as well.
You know, if you heard how Zintle says Mukoka with such pride, look, Steven can be proud. You know, this is a tough category. I mean, 3 times winner of the Sanlam Cape Town Marathon, but Gerda pipping him, I guess perhaps a record spoke louder in this one. But nonetheless, congratulations to all these road runners.
She is the smiling assassin, and with a smile, she takes this category win.
I just want to mention, you know, Steven, it's being mentioned, 37 years old, but I hope Gerda came with a bakkie to take all these trophies with.
She will need a bakkie indeed. We'll have to assist her with these trophies. Next up, we're going to look at Coach of the Year. These are the nominees for Coach of the Year.
Hendrik Ramala, Maritza Kutsia, Berna Prinsloo, Paul Horis,
and the winner is Berna Prinsloo.
Hi everyone. First of all, I want to say thank you and congratulations to Backtrack once again for hosting these awards. Thank you so much for the nomination, and then to every single person out there that voted for me. It really is appreciated and it's an honor. Thank you very much.
Werner Prinsloo, Coach of the Year, Temba. I mean, he's got really exceptional athletes. Karina Horn, Akani Simbini, Clarence Munyai, just to name a few of the athletes that he's coaching, and he's walking away with this award. I think it's well deserved.
Well deserved. Before I say anything, I want to pass it on to a fellow coach. Coach, it takes a lot to be a top coach in the country or internationally. You give us your insight on this category.
Yeah, first of all, I'm so happy for Werner. It's well deserved. Fantastic coach. Also, the other coaches nominated there. But I want to say this for coaches. I think this is an award to acknowledge all coaches. You know, it's an unbelievable occupation. And we don't always appreciate the effort that coaches put in. And in this case, our top coaches, they've been seen, and that's it should be like that. But I'm sure if Werner can sit here in my place at the moment, he will tell people that he's doing it for all coaches. You know, it's an unbelievable occupation. Gives me energy to get up in the morning, and so it's well deserved.
Absolutely. The amount of work, I mean, a coach is like a father, a mother, they are a friend, they are a motivator. So much work goes into having a top coach. You've worked with top coaches in your lifetime. What does it take? And what do you need as an athlete from a coach?
Look, for me, Temba, the coach has got to be the backbone. They've got to write my program in a way. They've got to be able to take the stress off the athlete, and coaches do that. I know Coach Henny does it. I mean, I don't even want to try and fathom the amount of pressure he takes off his athletes. Now, Coach Werner winning this award, like Coach Henny says, like Coach Henny does say, he's doing it for all the coaches, and coaches really need literally standing ovation. So congratulations to Werner.
Absolutely. Looking at the other nominees, Hendrik Ramala, he's got a very strong, the Zule group.
Yeah.
They're known as Zintle.
Yeah, I think Mr. Ramala is coming with big force. I mean, he's got Maxime, Precious Mashele, Desmond Makhobo, Kabelo Siboko, Chris Mhlanga. He's got quite a few athletes coming up under his belt, and I think he definitely did deserve this nominee. And then also looking at Paul Horis, I mean, he's got a really, really great cream of the crop junior athletes, Benjamin Richardson, Bradley Nkwana, Viwe Chingwe, so he's also quite, the coach.
Absolutely. And Maritza Kutsie, if you look at the hurdling world, she's put up her hand to say, listen, we've got hurdles coaches, don't count me out.
You know, I admire Maritza so much. She's working at a school, Macy's Word, working with school kids and with world-class senior athletes. Not the easiest thing to do, but somehow she juggled that very well. I see her from time to time on the track, a passion, a dedication. Yeah, great. And in the case of Paul, also a fellow sprint coach. I really admire, as she said, the group of junior athletes, unbelievable. So yes, I feel a little bit jealous, but I'm also proud of these coaches.
Now, we appreciate what you coaches have done, as well as your contribution, Coach. And that moves us to the next category, which is Senior Woman of the Year. To do the honors in this one, we've got Zintle.
And now for the hotly contested category, the Senior Women of the Year. Our nominees are
Karina Horn, Gerda Steen, Prudence Sefodise, Zenay van der Wal,
And the winner is Zane van der Waal.
Hi there, Zane here. I would just like to say thank you for the APCA award, and I would like to thank everybody who voted for me as Senior Women's Athlete of the Year.
And Zane van der Waal walking away with the top performance award, Senior Woman of the Year. It is a big one, and for Zane to come out and do this, it's a statement. She's had a fantastic year. Coming from a difficult year in 2021, she's put up her hand to say, listen, guys, hurdles are okay. I'll take the torch from Wenda, who has done so well. You know her well, you coached the coach. And this time around, Zane saying, I'm ready to take on the world.
Yeah, you know, Zane is such a fighter. She opened the season, early in the season with a 51.9 in the 400, and I realized she's in great form. She's going to have a great season. And then she capped it with the medal. And those of you who've seen the race, I mean, she came back from the dead and fight, and that's typical Zane. And with that time, she ran herself into the 4th position all-time South African list. Yeah, what a performance.
What a performance. African champs. She also went out there getting that victory in the 400-meter hurdles. It's just been a year, just building it up, Kurt, one race at a time.
Look, Zane has put her hand up. She really deserves this award. Commonwealth bronze, African gold, great performances throughout the year. So she's ready, like you said, you know. Wenda, thanks for what you've done. Now it's my time.
Absolutely. But it was not an easy one. Prudence Sikhodiso, Zintle, she's had a fantastic season, going sub 2 minutes on numerous occasions. What do you think about her performances for the year?
I think she was definitely a surprise package on the track this year. I mean, a sub 2 minutes, only I think a few South African athletes have done that. So that was definitely a good performance by her. And I mean, she's still young, only 20 years of age, and running that time. I think definitely some great performances coming from her. Yes, I think Prudence was definitely a surprise package on the track this year. I mean, running a 158 over the 800 meter, 4.9 over the 1500 meter, doubling at nationals, winning the 1500 meter, 800 meter, hasn't been beaten on South African soil, 3rd at Africa Championships. I think definitely a great performance that came from Prudence, and only 20 years of age, so definitely a bright future ahead of that young lady.
Yeah, Timo, you know, she's the 5th South African athlete to go sub 2 minutes. And when she did it, she went 158. So the previous weekend in Gaborone, she ran that 409 1500. And when I came back, I was fortunate to be there in Gaborone. I said to Samuel, coach, she's going to go big. And the next weekend, she did a 158. And then she did it another 2 times, sub 2 minutes. So she's here to stay.
Absolutely here to stay. And we've also got Karina Horn. Yeah, you know her. She's been on the scene sprinting for many years. Top sprinter in SA. What do you have to say about Karina?
Look, Karina's had a great year. She was dormant for some time, and then she came back once again. Sub 11:10. So that's 11:07 if I'm not mistaken, or 09. Coach Jenny, making it to the World Championships. And that just proves that the women in South Africa are there again, you know. It's not so quiet. They're performing, and they're performing really, really well.
Gerda Steyn, let's not forget her. She's also part of the nominees. Once again, this time around, not the Gerda show, but she's just showing that in all categories, just ticking all the boxes, performance-wise, likability, her personality is also always on top of everybody's lips. And I think it just shows that the women category is one that is always going to be a difficult one to select your favorite.
I just want to mention about Karina. You know, in June, she ran a 11:07 in Europe. and one could see she's hitting form. And then unfortunately with the travel arrangements, and I was with her on the same flight, only arrived the day before the event started. 2 days later I had to run, and the women's sprints in the world is so high that it was unfortunate for her that she couldn't reach that form at the World Championships. But yeah, she's back to where she's supposed to be.
And to top off the amazing evening for the Athletics People's Choice Awards, this is the final category for the evening, the Senior Men's Athlete of the Year. And to do the honors in this, Coach Henny.
The nominees for the Senior Men's Athlete of the Year are
Wade van Niekerk, Akani Simbini, Stephen Mukoka, Maxime Chomaton, Luxolo Adams,
and the winner is Akani Simbini.
Hey guys, big thank you for the nomination for Male Athlete of the Year. Again, thank you for recognizing the work I do in athletics as a male in athletics and just representing South African athletics and taking South African athletics to the world. So yeah, thank you very much for the nomination and I appreciate it.
Akani Simbini taking the award for the second time in a row. Once again, just showing and proving his consistencies when it comes to running. Coach, words about Akani?
You know, he set the standard, and I'm also involved in sprint coaching, and it's now time that the youngsters step up to Akani. But again, this year he did 993, wind aided, and a 997. 30 odd times now sub 10 seconds, you know, and it just tells you from where he comes and what kind of a sprinter he is. I mentioned earlier tonight that he's a solid sprinter. You seldom see him off his game. He might have a weaker run, but he's never, or very seldom have a bad run.
Absolutely. Zinhle?
Yeah, I think, you know, Akani has mastered, you know, peaking at the right time. You know, even the commentators, when you listen to the commentators at World Stage, they'll talk about his consistency and him being a championship athlete. And he always steps up when it comes to competitions. But I'm sure he probably kicks himself all the time because he's always at 4th and 5th position. But I think one day he'll probably walk away with that medal at championships.
Themba, well deserved, you know. I'm a fan of Akani, and like Coach Henny said, consistent, great athlete, very seldom off his game, and clearly, even in the awards, twice in a row, not even off his game. Well-deserved winner.
Absolutely, a man on top of his game. But other performances to look at, we've got the likes of Luxolo Adams. 2022 was his comeback year. He's shown again that he is a world-class athlete and a world-class performer. The Diamond League win out of lane number 8, Coach Henny, for you, that is massive.
That was an awesome run, you know, and that was him at his best. And I hope for him and his coach Gerry that he can find the way to reproduce that. I saw him at SA Championships. He was off his game. He was not happy. I could see it. But somehow he went to Europe and he put it together. He's a world-class sprinter. And I would like to see him perform more regularly on that form. He's a brilliant sprinter. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think at World Championships he did pretty well as well. I mean, he was 8th And I think maybe a lot of people weren't expecting to see that, but I think he really did well at World Championships and currently also ranked 8th in the world now over the 200 meters. So also good performances from Luxolo.
Maxime Chomaton, the youngster, just missed out on this one as well as Stephen Mukoka. I mean, these are two athletes, road runners, that have shown. We've got Stephen Mukoka, who has held the torch when it comes to road running, short and long distances. He is Mr. Road Running. And Maxime Chomaton, the youngster, also saying, listen, I want my opportunity as well.
Look, if you speak of Akani being consistent in sprints, then you have Stephen being consistent on the road. I mean, tough as nails. To beat Stephen, very difficult. Maxime, you know, that sub 28 run in Durban, really well deserved, but, you know, sprinters are king. That's why the top two are on the list, you know, they're above the road runners, and that's just a personal favorite, but well done to all the nominees.
I can see Zintle almost kicking you under the
I'm
table.
like, excuse you. I hope road running athletes are going to come guns blazing next year.
But coach,
we should not take it for granted. You know, Stephen again did a sub 2 hours 10. This is world-class performances, you know.
Let's not forget, Wade van Niekerk, also a nominee in this one. And what has Wade not done for South Africa when it comes to making us proud? Back again this year in the finals, finishing in 5th. Not many people expected him to come back this strong, and also finishing off with an amazing victory in the Diamond League. 44.33 seconds. Wade is back, coach.
Yeah, you know, we should not forget he's the world record holder, Olympic champion. Unfortunately, the setback with the injury. He's a fighter. He showed it. And he steadily built himself back. I think he's going to have a great season in 2023.
Absolutely. Looking forward to a great season in 2023. Final words just to wrap up this amazing evening?
Look, congratulations to all the nominees. But I would personally like to say thank you to the clubs, the unions, the events and the sponsors for making it happen this year, Themba.
Zintle.
I think I agree with Kurt. I mean, well done to all the winners and the nominees, and just a big thank you to all the sponsors, the clubs, and everybody who actually contributes towards the sport, and even the supporters and the people who voted. I mean, 65,000, almost 65,000 votes. You know, that just shows you the amount of support and amount of athletics fanatics that are out there. And I think let's take it to 100,000 next year.
100,000 next year. Coach?
Yeah, everything's being said. But again, I want to also thank Backtrack. You know, you guys will not realize how people perceived what you've been doing for the sport, to build the sport. It is really awesome. And again, thank you for the invite. Spending time with friends, family, athletics family is awesome. Awesome to see you guys again.
Thank you, Coach. Family, I take that very highly. We've made it into the circle for Coach Henny Kriel. And that wraps up the Athletics People's Choice Awards 2022. What a fantastic evening we've had here with this amazing panel and co-hosts over here. It has been great. We'll see you again soon.